Hold on to your hats, folks, because this is big. We're talking surprise money, potentially thousands of dollars hitting bank accounts right now.
Yeah, this is not a drill. We're talking real money, real payments.
Specifically, for millions of Social Security recipients, we're seeing reports of deposits popping up, around $6,000, just showing up.
And there's more.
There's a proposal making waves, a Doge dividend
Potentially another $5,000.
per household.
Yeah?
So buckle up, because in this deep dive, we're laser focused on your finances. How much more money could be coming your way, and what do you need to know right now to be in the loop?
We've been digging deep into the latest news reports, even a podcast that's been getting cited by major outlets, all about this Doge dividend idea.
Let's start with the immediate good news. That surprise $6,000 some folks are seeing.
Okay, this is not speculation. Millions on Social Security are reporting these surprise deposits.
Right, they're seeing it in their accounts. Not a promise, it's there.
It's tied to the Social Security Fairness Act.
Okay, so the Social Security Fairness Act, what's the deal with that?
Basically, it addressed two provisions that were, for years, reducing Social Security benefits for certain retirees. The windfall elimination provision, we call it WEP,
WEP, got it.
and the government pension offset, GPO for short.
So these were things reducing benefits, and this act got rid of them.
Exactly. These provisions were originally meant to prevent what was perceived as double dipping of benefits.
Ah, makes sense.
But they often hit specific groups of retirees pretty hard.
Unintended consequences, huh? So now, with those gone, those reductions are being reversed. So who's actually getting this money? Is this everyone on Social Security? Should we all be checking our accounts?
No, this is important. These surprise payments are for folks who receive a pension based on work where they didn't pay Social Security taxes.
So not your typical Social Security recipient.
Right. Think professions with their own retirement systems.
Give us some examples. Who might be seeing this surprise cash?
Think teachers, firefighters, many police officers in certain states. Their pensions are separate from Social Security.
So those folks are the ones waking up to this good news.
Also, federal employees under the civil service retirement system, they could be seeing this too.
And anyone who worked jobs covered by a Social Security system in another country.
Exactly.
So great news for them, but not everyone on Social Security. How many people are we talking about here?
Roughly 3.2 million people are impacted by this change.
Okay, so a significant number, but not everyone. And this is happening now, right?
Absolutely. These are retroactive payments. They cover the increase in benefits going all the way back to January of last year, 2024.
Wow, so a whole year's worth of increased benefits.
They started going out around February 25th of this year, and they'll continue through March and April.
So if you're eligible, you might have already seen it, or it's coming soon. Now, how are people being notified? Are they getting a letter saying, hey, good news?
Well, the way it seems to be working is they're getting a one-time retroactive payment deposited right into their bank accounts.
The one they have on file with Social Security.
Yep. And you know, it's funny. Some people are reporting seeing the deposit before getting any official letter explaining it.
That's a nice surprise.
Hey.
Logging in and boom, there it is. So what's the average amount people are seeing?
The average reported is around $6,717. Of course, the exact amount will vary.
Depends on individual circumstance.
Right. How much those WEP and GPO provisions reduce their benefits before. But that average gives you a good idea of the kind of boost we're talking about.
All right, so that's the immediate cash hitting accounts right now. But let's talk about the potential for even more money down the line. The Doge dividend. What is that all about?
It's a proposal gaining traction, a stimulus-like payment, $5,000, and it would go to American taxpayers.
And this includes those on Social Security, right?
That's a key point, yes. It's not just for those working now.
So where did this idea come from? It's a pretty catchy name.
It comes from James Fishback, CEO of an investment firm called OOR. His idea hinges on using potential government savings.
Savings? How do they plan to save money?
Through a proposed new Department of Government Efficiency, or DOGE, the idea is to streamline things, cut waste, and then those savings, they get passed on to the public.
So make the government run better, save money, and we all benefit. Sounds good in theory.
And it's gotten some big names backing it. Former President Trump, even Elon Musk.
Wow, so this has some serious momentum behind it. And you said those on Social Security are included?
Mr. Fishback has been very clear about that. Social Security beneficiaries are part of the plan.
That's great to hear. Now, how would these payments work? Would it be per person or per household?
The current proposal outlines a per household payment.
Okay, so one payment per household? good to know. Now, the big question, how would this be funded? Can they really swing $5,000 per household?
That's where things get a little more complex. The $5,000 figure is tied to how much DOGE can save.
Right, so they need to find the money first.
Their initial target was a whopping $2 trillion in savings. But right now, reports show they've only identified about $115 billion in potential savings.
So that's what, like 5% of their goal?
Roughly, yeah. So if they were to distribute that right now, it would come out to about $714 per taxpayer.
A far cry from 5,000. So reaching that full amount hinges on them hitting that much larger savings target.
Exactly.
What about a timeline? When could this Doge dividend actually happen?
Early estimates pointed to 2026, or maybe once DOGE completes a big chunk of its savings cycle.
Which was supposed to be around 18 months.
Yeah, but there's talk about maybe including it in a current reconciliation bill.
If that happens, it could come sooner.
Right. So the timing is really up in the air right now.
Okay, lots of moving parts.
Yeah.
Now, who would qualify for this if it does happen? Are there any income limits?
Generally, the understanding is anyone filing federal income taxes would likely qualify. And of course, as we discuss, Social Security recipients.
Good to reiterate that. No one left out.
And importantly, those rumors about a minimum income, they seem to be false.
So even those on fixed incomes, Social Security only, could still see this benefit.
That's the indication, yes. They're aiming for broad inclusion.
And if this $5,000 per household does come through, that's a huge boost for a lot of folks.
Absolutely. It could make a real difference.
Okay, so let's recap. Right now, some folks are seeing about $6,000 land in their accounts.
Thanks to the Social Security Fairness Act, those with pensions from jobs not covered by Social Security.
Right. Not everyone, but a significant number of people. And then looking ahead, we've got this Doge dividend proposal.
Potentially around $5,000 per household, including Social Security recipients.
The catch is the amount and the timing. That all depends on how successful the government is at finding those savings.
Exactly. So keep in mind that $6,000, that's specific to those affected by those WEP and GPO provisions, not for everyone on Social Security.
But this Doge dividend, that has a much broader goal. A wider range of households could benefit. These are big financial developments. And they could mean more money in your pocket.
Potentially.
So as things develop, think about what that could mean for you, for your financial planning.
Right.
Stay informed about the Doge proposal, how those government savings efforts are going. And this all raises some interesting questions, doesn't it?
Yeah.
About Social Security, about how the government could use savings to directly benefit people.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on this? This is a conversation worth having as we move forward.